Hey everyone, this is Tasha with Prep For It. I hope today is going great for you. So today I'm going over things that I'm storing in my tornado shelter. And it starts with this, which is a really huge ice chest. I don't know what the capacity is, but it's very large. And so I put all my tornado supplies, readiness supplies in here. And so I will come back and show you what I store in this. I love this because it's really, really large and it may be a bit overkill, but we can also pull it out from under the bench I have down under there and use it for extra seating if we need to, or for a footrest to kind of help change your body position, because it does get pretty daunting if you're down there for a while. You want to try to make it as comfortable as you can. So I will be right back and I will show you what all I store in the ice chest, and some of the things I store down in our survival shelter for tornadoes. Be right back. Alrighty, first item, water. There's 24 liters in here, or 24 half liters in here. We want enough for 3. I mean, mostly it's just my husband and I here, but occasionally we might have a friend or a guest or our granddaughter here. So, and occasionally our adult kids come to visit. So we have extra, plus we have dogs. So there is enough there to last a couple of days at least. And so water's the first item. Alrighty, we come to a few more items. These are items that I vacuum sealed so they don't take up as much space. Okay, I have 2 towels. The reason why I have towels is because, you know, we may be running out there in a rainstorm or something, and we get wet. We don't want to be stuck down in the shelter for a while wet. So we can share a couple of towels and at least get us dried off fairly well. Also have a blanket. This one has like a vinyl on one side, and on the other side it has it's cloth. So it's a really good size, and we can all cover up with that if we need to. The next thing I vacuum sealed was some toilet paper. That's a jumbo roll. Some puppy pads, because we do have dogs. They can use these to lay down on the floor so it's not so cold. They can also use them to go potty if we're down there for a very long time. So these are a must. And paper towels. That's the last thing I vacuum sealed. This is a large roll that I vacuum sealed down. I make all of my vacuum seal packages extra long so that if we open this up and we need to reseal it again, we can. Or if we use all this item up, I can put a new one in and still have room to reseal, so I'm not wasting so many bags. So I do that like that, and I'll come back with more items in just a moment. All right, the next item is a rechargeable fan, because sometimes it gets a little, when you get several people down in the shelter, it gets a little stuffy. And having some air to blow on you sure helps move that air around and make you a little more comfortable. So again, a rechargeable fan, and I already have it fully charged. I'm keeping it in the box with a charger and everything, and we can just pull it out if we need to. Another note on the vacuum sealed items is that it keeps musty smells, moisture, things like that from getting to those items. Besides just saving space, it does that, which keeps them clean and fresh until you're ready to use them. All right, I'll be right back. Alrighty, here's the first aid part of it and sort of the cleanliness. I have a kit that just will stay down in our tornado shelter, first aid kit, and I put some additional gloves there because a lot of times hail precedes tornadoes. And so if you get caught off guard, or if there's debris flying in the air, you may get an injury. So having some first aid supplies is definitely a plus. Along with some hand sanitizer, you can clean the area with that. I know that there's some prep pads, alcohol prep pads in here, but I want something more to help clean the wound if I need to. And you can use the paper towels or the bandages, the dressings and things like that that are in here in order to clean the area if needed. So I think this is a pretty good option here. Also, you want to consider medications that you take or pain meds, like over-the-counter pain meds, because, you know, you may have gotten knocked in the head or something like that on the way down and have a headache, or just the pressure changes causing pain for some reason. So always have something down there for pain for adults and for children, because Chelsea's old enough that she could take a single ibuprofen. You know, she's old enough to be able to take one ibuprofen, which is 200 milligrams. So I'm confident that this is fine for us. But whatever you see fit, whether it be essential oils, your natural remedies and things like that, you want to have some of those things down there so that you can be prepared to have them if you need them. So I'll move on to the next section. Just a moment. All right, guys, the next section is some sort of non-perishable food. And so I just picked up the cheddar cheese crackers and one thing of the Austin peanut butter crackers. And these really are enough to have if somebody gets a little hungry, if you're down there for a while. If for some reason you get stuck in your shelter, say a tractor or a tree ends up parked on top of your shelter and you need to be down there for a couple of days, this would still sustain you. You have your water and you have this. It would be enough until some help arrives. So that's it on the food. Alrighty, the next section is going to be earplugs and whistles. And the reason why I have these down there is because if you do get stuck in your shelter and you can't get out, some type of debris is on top of your shelter, and people are coming to look for you, but they don't exactly know where your shelter is, you can use the whistles to get their attention. It's much easier than screaming and it takes up less energy. And then some earplugs, because if you are going to use those whistles in a tight space like that, that's going to amplify that quite a bit, and we do not want ear damage or headaches or things like that coming up from that. So that's this section. Alrighty, guys and gals, the next section is, what if you need to go to the bathroom and you're stuck down there and can't get out? I have here a 5-gallon bucket. I have the toilet seat cover lid that fits on the bucket, some trash bags to line the bucket with, and some kitty litter, and some wet wipes. You can put a little bit of kitty litter in there. If somebody goes to the bathroom, sprinkle a little bit more on there. But line your bucket first with a trash sack, so that way you can just tie it off if you need to after each use, however you want to do that. And then just some wet wipes. I already have the toilet paper in my bucket or in my ice chest that I had vacuum sealed. There's also paper towels there if you run out of toilet paper. But I also have wet wipes to clean hands, to clean bums if needed. So that is this section. I'll be right back with the next one. Alrighty, folks, the next section here is for our pets. As you saw, I already had the puppy pads so that they have a way to go to the bathroom if they need to. Those trash sacks that you saw, we can use one of those to put the used puppy pads in. No big deal. Again, they can lay on those to keep off the cold floor. It gives them some additional comfort. So food and water bowls and dog food. Once this would be open, I would vacuum seal it to go back down there again, or I just bring it in the house and buy another small bag, use this up and replace it. But that is the pet section. You might also want to consider leashes, harnesses, things like that. If you have additional people coming and they have pets, you may want to consider something like a muzzle, something like that, to be sure that, you know, if your dog's not real friendly with other people's pets, that you have a way to stop animal fights from happening. So I'll move on to the next section. Alrighty, the next thing might be Kleenex. Of course, you do have paper towels. You do have toilet paper down there, but you know, in your kit, but you may just want to have some paper towel or some Kleenex just for some additional comfort, but it's up to you. The next thing is some masks. I could not find the dust masks. Whenever there's storms coming through, sometimes it can kick up a lot of stuff into the air, dust and allergens and things like that. So I just have these just in case we need them. They're definitely not the greatest, but it would be something to kind of help not inhale so much dust if needed. And then the last section for now, I do have other things I'm going to be adding to this, and I'll post updates as I do, but a couple of coloring books or some form of entertainment for the adults, the kids. If you do get trapped down there for a day or two, you want to have some items that'll kind of help break up the insanity of being stuck in a small shelter. So I just have some crayons and a couple of coloring books for my granddaughter. If the adults get bored, we can color too, you know. But you could have playing cards, notebook and paper to, you know, play tic-tac-toe, or just to write down thoughts, or whatever it is that you need. But yes, something for entertainment. So guys, right now that is my kit. I also do have a lantern that I'm fixing to replace batteries on, and that's going down there again. We always keep that down there. But other than that, that's pretty much it. A lantern and a flashlight. I'll keep an additional flashlight in our kit just in case the lantern goes out again, or vice versa. With that being said, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each of you. I pray you have a blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you. Just a quick announcement. On Wednesday nights, the Mouse Toes from Mouse Toes channel and myself are doing a new Preppers Chat weekly called Preppers Portal. It'll be Wednesdays, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and we hope to see you there. So, I appreciate each of you. I love you. Guys, God bless. And remember, prep for it. Prep for it all. Goodbye.